Hi family, This is Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the art of internal detoxification through the use of colon hydrotherapy herbs and natural living. So for the last 3 days, I've been on a herbal program to purge and strengthen my bloodstream. So normally, the last week of the month is when I do a lot of herbs for my bloodstream just to kind of purify, tonify, move any parasites and stuff out my bloodstream. But it also lowers your blood temperature. So, or your, excuse me, not your blood temperature. It lowers your temperature. So, I am cold. I'm literally sitting on top of my heater. And my clients are like, we never see you with a jacket on. I said, well, normally the last week of the month is when I normally wear a little jacket or whatever. So that's why I'm all bundled up. So as soon as I finish here, I'm going home to get in my bed with the heater, and I'm gonna take some more herbs and probably do a little enema tonight to cleanse out and purge. But anyway, that's not why I'm on this video right now. I always do that for some reason. This video is about some I'm not disgusted, because I'm not disgusted. I'm more so just wow. Really, wow. You just wasted my time. And that's what it is. You're wasting my time. That's what it is. And my biggest pet peeve is wasting time. That is my biggest pet peeve, especially when it's my time. I'm I'm going to choke you out. Don't. Yeah. So the last couple of months, I want to say, this year has been very difficult for a lot of people. And not just, other people, it's been difficult for me too. I'm a business owner. I homeschool my son. I'm doing this all on my own. We all have our challenges, right? We are all going through shit. We are all going through it. Some people just make their shit look a little bit nicer than others, but everybody got shit they got to deal with, right? This is where I am a little, my ears go sideways. Wait, what? So a couple of women this year I've worked with. I've worked with them very closely, specifically in regards to fibroid, cysts, and tumors in the womb space. I have a whole 21-day program that is dedicated towards helping women understand how they got to this point with fibroid, cysts, and tumors, what that means, why it means this, the emotional and spiritual aspect behind it, and then the tools that you need to get through and get out of it so that you can have your womb space back, right? So I'm not only am I talking with you about your emotional stuff, I'm talking with you about your spiritual stuff and your physical stuff and how to care for the body on the inside and the out, and how to take care of your heart space, and how to look at the signs that your body's giving you that would tell you that your body is in alignment or out of alignment. I'm listening to everything that you got to say about how you got to this point. A lot of it is from trauma. A lot of it is from trauma. A lot of it is from trauma. So I'm listening to all of that, right? Taking notes, researching, doing all this stuff for you, or not for you, but not for you that's watching it, but for people who are coming to me. And then they disappear. They all do the same thing. They just disappear, right? And I already know what happened. They're not doing anything that I share with them. It doesn't matter if I share it or if another wellness practitioner shares it with them. They never follow those recommendations. And when they disappear, I know why they disappeared. Because they disappeared because now they're at the doctor's office under anesthesia to get a surgery to have the fibroid, cysts, and tumors removed and cut out, fried out, snipped out, frozen out, etc., etc. But what you fail to realize is this. When you cut shit out, that doesn't create that doesn't solve the problem. Your lifestyle is what got you here. The fibroid, cyst, and tumor is the end result of what you did. So just because you got that surgery done doesn't mean that it's not going to come back. I guarantee you, every single last one of those women always come back and say, oh, well, none of that worked. And, I didn't do that. So I was still bleeding. And girl, I couldn't have sex. And, I changed my diet. I was a vegan for like 3 weeks and nothing happened. Your fibroid is the size and circumference of this tape. And you become a vegan for 3 weeks. And you think that you becoming a vegan for 3 weeks is going to dissolve a fibrous, cellular, congealed, mucus-filled pus sac is going to dissolve in 3 weeks because you changed one aspect of your entire life. And because you didn't see any results immediately, because there's no patience, there's no self-mastery, there's no self-education, there's no self-love, none of that. Anything that we talked about, none of that is taking place. So you call your doctor up because you're bleeding throughout your pads and you want to go to Jamaica and be naked with somebody's son versus really taking care of your heart space and understanding how you got to this point. But because you're bleeding, it's interfering with you turning up. And this is the thought process of women 55 and older. So they go to the hospital to have the fibroid cysts and tumors removed, and then they end up having their appendix taken as well. Or they'll end up having blood transfusions as well. Because you're sick, love. The fibroids are the end result of what's happening to you. But there's so much shit that's out of alignment, and because you don't want to take the time to sit down and understand how you got to this point, there's no education there. But when you come back to my office and you say, well, the doctor didn't tell me that, doctor didn't tell me, it's like, but girlfriend, we talked about it. We talked about it. We had dialogue about it. Why do you need a doctor to give you permission to care for yourself at the deepest cellular level? Why is that? And here you are again sitting in my office looking for me to piece things back together. There's nothing that I can do when you have an organ removed. When you have an appendix removed, I can't do anything with that, love. I have to work with your body where it is. Now, if you just would have been patient and worked your program for 90 days, you will still have your appendix. There's nothing that I can do to your uterus because it was scraped and scraped and scraped and scraped and cut and fried. All I can tell you, love, is drink some liquid chlorophyll, some aloe vera juice, and use an infrared light at this point. I tried to help you out. I tried to save your uterus. I sat with you and spoke to you about your fears and your traumas and everything, and then created the information so that you can digest and understand it, so that you can learn from it and grow and mature and not transfer this trauma onto your children. But yet you still go to the doctor and get it cut out. Now you're on all this medication. Your hormones are for shit. You want to have a baby. You can't get pregnant because your uterus has been scraped to all be damned. Now you're paying fertility treatments, $20,000 a pop. You see where I'm going with this? And it's just like, all you got to do is have a little bit of patience and clean your body up. That just takes time. Once you clean the body up and you start having regular bowel movements and you start shifting your lifestyle habits and you start taking more baths, you start scrubbing your skin, you start eating better, you start drinking more water, taking herbs to clean your bloodstream up, then you'll get pregnant like that. The fibroids will cease to exist. So this, that was the size of a regular fibroid, and trust me, this is the size of a regular fucking fibroid. It would shrink down to this, then it would shrink down to that, and then it would shrink down to nothing. Yes, I'm pissed off. Yes, I'm pissed off because I've had another woman yet again today come into my office who I worked with very closely tell me her whole little traumatic story about how she had her uterus scraped and she had to have all this shit done afterwards. And then after the surgery, they found all this other stuff that was not working in her body. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, we talked about this already. You knew this already. You knew this 3 years ago. Pre-COVID, you knew this. But because I don't have a white jacket, because I'm not a doctor, because I'm talking about breathing, meditation, I'm talking about yoga, I'm talking about colonics, I'm talking about water, I'm talking about herbs that you can literally cultivate and grow yourself and not try to figure out if it has fucking plastic in it because it's coming from a prescription pharmaceutical company. But you can actually grow your food in a little container like this. You can grow your herbs. But you don't want to do that because that requires effort. That requires self-management. And you feel like the doctors know better than you know better. You will take their advice over your advice. Not even my advice. Take me out of the equation. But you go in. I had somebody the other day tell me this. I've been feeling like I've been having, I'm not even going to say what it was, A, B, and C. And I told the doctors and they said it wasn't what it was. What I said it was. So we did a Zyto scan and it confirmed how she felt. So I said, well, what's the issue? Well, the doctors don't want me to do A, B, and C. Give a fuck about what the doctors say. The doctors are not sitting here bleeding out their ass. You are. What do you want to do? Do you want to continue to bleed out of your ass, or do you want to sit in the lobby and bleed out waiting for your doctor to talk to you for 2 seconds and send you home with a prescription that's not going to work for you? Yes, I'm pissed off. Yes, I'm upset. I probably shouldn't be upset because it's not my body. And I don't have fibroids, cysts, or tumors, and I have no issues getting pregnant, and my skin is where it needs to be, and my body is doing just fine. But here's the thing. I'm a holistic practitioner. I actually care. I actually care if you keep your uterus or not. When I look at you, I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm talking to black women now. Now I'm talking to black women. When I look at you, I see me. When I look at you, I see my sister. When I look at you, I see my mother, my aunt, my grandmother, etc. You see where I'm going with this? So if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not taking care of your kids. I said it. I said it. If you are not taking care of yourself at the most basic foundation level, you are not teaching your daughter how to take care of herself at the basic foundation level. I said it. Oh my God, I'm so disgusted. This has been a rough month. It has been a rough month of just me receiving information from clients that I have worked with in the past. And I'm looking at them like, we have already. I don't know what the answer is, but I am going to go make me a cup of tea. Because I am not getting ready to have a heart attack because women I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to continue to be of service to the highest vibration possible to whoever would like to receive it. I'm going to focus on non-attachment to my work. I'm going to breathe through this and release any attachment. And I'm just going to be a vehicle of information and an example to what I'm sharing. That's all I can do. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm done. I don't have any more. My name is Mo, and I'm your favorite colon hydrotherapist who cares tremendously about you, even if you don't. My website is Moya, MOYA, bodycare.com. My private office is located in Torrance, California. My phone number is 562-682-0818. I'm going to go make me a cup of tea. Till then, be blessed.